Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Bahir Fuad, and the subject today is how does Satan appeal to our human weakness and how can we protect ourselves from the evil influence of Satan? First, every human being has a point of weakness, and Satan is well aware of our weaknesses. He vowed to misguide mankind from the straight way of Allah. قال فبعزتك لأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين. He said, with your glory I'm going to misguide them, all of them, except for those chosen among your servants. الآية في سورة صاد, and a similar verse في سورة Al-Hijr, chapter 15 in the Quran. Also, he can see us from a way that we cannot see him. إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ وَقَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. He can see you from where you cannot see him, he and his cohorts. إِنَّ جَعَلْنَا الشَّيَاطِينَ أَوْلِيَاءَ لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. We made the devils as guardians and protectors for those who reject faith. Al-Ayah fi Surah Al-A'raf, chapter 7, the Quran. So what are these points of weakness in us as human beings? Number one, love of money and possessions. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا والله عنده حسن المآب. الآية في سورة Al-Imran, chapter 3 in the Quran. Fair and appealing in the eyes of men is love for women and children, and heaps of gold and silver, and branded horses and cattle and well-tilled land. The gold and silver of yesterday are the dollars and the stocks and bonds of today, and the branded horses of yesterday are the fancy cars and boats and planes of today. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said to Hakim ibn Hizam, this money is green, sweet and appealing. Whoever takes it with a good heart, Allah will bless it for him, and whoever takes it with a soul that wants more and more and more and more, then he will be like a person who eats and is never satisfied. The Prophet also said, if man had a valley of gold, he wants a second valley. If he had two valleys of gold, he wants a third one, and nothing will satisfy him until he dies. The Quran gives us the example of a wealthy person who does not recognize Allah's blessings and does not use Allah's blessings in his wealth to help others. The example of Qarun. فخرج على قومه في زينته قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم. He came out in his glory and wealth, and those who wanted the life of this world said, we wish that we had the same as Qarun has of wealth and possessions. وقال الذين أوتوا العلم, those who were given knowledge, said, ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون. The reward of Allah is better for those who have faith and do good deeds. Only those who patiently persevere will get it. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض, then we destroyed him and his house. There is nothing wrong in loving money and possessions as long as we earn it the right way and we use it properly to help others who need our help, and we live our life in moderation. والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما. Those who, when they spend, are not misers nor extravagant, but they follow a moderate way between these two extremes. Al-ayah fi Surah Al-Furqan, chapter 25 in the Quran. Second point of weakness in us as human beings is love of power and authority. Now the Quran gives us the example of Pharaoh, who was ruthless and a dictator, did not tolerate any opposition, and was ruthless in his punishment. He enslaved some of his people. إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. الآية في سورة القصص, the stories chapter 28 in the Quran. When the magicians realized that Moses was indeed a messenger of God, they bowed and prostrated to God, and Pharaoh could not tolerate this. قال فرعون آمنتم به قبل أن آذن لكم إن هذا لمكر مكرتموه في المدينة لتخرجوا منها أهلها فسوف تعلمون لأقطعن أيديكم وأرجلكم من خلاف ثم لأصلبنكم أجمعين. سورة الأعراف. To use our power and authority in the right way is good, and if we do that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us and will respond to our prayers. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ثلاثة لا ترد دعوتهم الإمام العادل. A just ruler, his prayer to Allah is always responded to, because his people enjoy good life and justice and feel safe under his reign. والصائم حتى يفطر ودعوة المظلوم. Now the third point of weakness is love of fame and to be praised although we are doing something wrong. ولا تحسبن الذين يفرحون بما أتوا ويحبون أن يحمدوا بما لم يفعلوا فلا تحسبنهم بمفازة من العذاب ولهم عذاب أليم. الآية في سورة العمران, chapter 3 in the Quran. Do not think that those who exult regarding what they do, even though they are doing something wrong, and they love to be praised for something that they did not do, do not think that they are away from punishment, and they will indeed have a grievous punishment and chastisement. Chapter 3 in the Quran. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, O God, you tested me with poverty and with being imprisoned, and I patiently persevered. Now you are testing me with fame, and I hope that I can be up to the test. The fourth point of weakness is to become slaves to our desires like sex and gambling. Not too many people can control their desires. Those who submit to their desires become slaves to their desires. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran is giving us the example of Yusuf alayhi salam, who resisted the temptation of the woman who raised him. وراودته التي هي في بيتها عن نفسه وغلقت الأبواب وقال هيت لك قال معاذ الله إنه ربي أحسن مثواي إنه لا يفلح الظالمون. الآية في سورة يوسف, chapter 12 in the Quran. The woman in whose house he was raised tempted him and closed the doors and said, come to me. He said, God protect me, your husband is my master, he took good care of me, those who do wrong cannot succeed. Al-ayah fi Surah Yusuf, chapter 12 in the Quran. He preferred to go in prison. He said, قال ربي السجن أحب إلي مما يدعونني إليه وإلا تصرف عني كيدهن أصب إليهن وأكن من الجاهلين. If you do not divert their snares against me, I may submit to them and be among those who are ignorant and do wrong. فاستجاب له ربه فصرف عنه كيدهن. Allah responded to him. So how can we protect ourselves from the evil influence of Satan? First, obey Allah and behave in a righteous way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ عِبَادِي لَيْسَ لَكَ عَلَيْهِمْ سُلْطَانٌ وَكَفَى بِرَبِّكَ وَكِيلًا. You, Satan, have no authority over my righteous servants, and enough is your Lord as a guardian and a protector. Al-ayah fi Surah Al-Isra, Night Journey, chapter 17 in the Quran. Second, control your vain desires. Don't become a slave to those desires. أرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه أفأنت تكون عليه وكيلا أم تحسب أن أكثرهم يسمعون أو يعقلون إنهم إلا كالأنعام بل هم أضل سبيلا. الآية في سورة الفرقان, chapter 25 in the Quran. Do you see those, the one who has taken his desires as his God? Can you be a controller of his affair? Or do you think that most of them listen or reason? They are like cattle. No, they are worse than cattle. They are more misguided. And thirdly, once you have committed a sin or a major mistake, turn to Allah seeking His forgiveness and do not repeat the same mistake. والذين إذا فعلوا فاحشة أو ظلموا أنفسهم ذكروا الله فاستغفروا لذنوبهم ومن يغفر الذنوب إلا الله ولم يصروا على ما فعلوا وهم يعلمون. الآية في سورة آل عمران. So to summarize, Satan knows our weakness and appeals to our weakness, and it is important to control our vain desires and to use what Allah blessed us with in the right way, and to turn to Allah seeking His help and His protection. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه وادعوه إنه سميع قريب مجيب